My dear students and parents, in this video we are going to find the drift velocity of the electrons in the chapter current electricity in the subject physics to the +2 CBSE and IIT students. By God's grace, my educational videos are available in YouTube to 10th CBSE, +1 CBSE, +2 CBSE, NEET and IIT students in the subjects mathematics, physics, chemistry, zoology and botany in English language. You can see this fact on the board. Let us move to the sum. Estimate the average drift velocity of conduction electrons in a copper wire of cross-sectional area 1 into 10 to the power of -7 meter square carrying a current of 1.5 ampere. Assume that each copper atom contributes roughly 1 conduction electron. The density of copper is 9 into 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per meter cube and its atomic mass is 63.5 atomic mass unit. In the sum, it is stated that a copper wire has been taken. The cross-sectional area of the copper wire is given as 1 into 10 to the power of -7 meter square. It is also stated that the current flowing through the copper wire taken is 1.5 ampere. 1.5 ampere. Moreover, the other information given are density of the copper. The density of the copper is given as 9 into 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per meter cube. Its atomic mass also has been provided. That is, the atomic mass of copper is given as 63.5 atomic mass unit. We know that there are two formulae we have studied to find the drift velocity, that is Vd. What are they? The one formula to find the drift velocity is capital E small e by m tau. What is capital E? Capital E is nothing but electric field. What is small e? Small e is the charge of an electron. What is m? M is the mass of an electron. What is tau? It is the average relaxation time. In this sum, the electric field is not provided. The average relaxation time has not been provided, so that we cannot select that formula. The another formula we have learned for the drift velocity is drift velocity Vd equal to I by NAE. That formula has been selected. We have to find the drift velocity Vd. The current is given in the sum. It is stated that 1.5 ampere current is flowing in the copper wire taken. So we can put the tick mark for the current. Cross-sectional area of the copper wire taken is stated as 1 into 10 to the power of -7 meter square. So put the tick mark for the area. We know that our God has given the charge of 1.602 into 10 to the power of -19 coulomb of charge with 1 electron. So that we can also put the tick mark to charge of an electron. So what is the information left in the sum to be given? The number of electrons per unit volume is not provided in the sum. That is, small n has not been supplied in the sum. We have to find the number of electrons per unit volume, that is small n, from the information given in the sum. I can straight away write the formula for drift velocity and substitute the data given and get the result. But I am not doing so. The reason is, at this juncture, if we know the history of getting this formula, it will be most meaningful. Not only most meaningful to the students, but also it will be understandable. This formula is derived from the first formula for the current, that is I equal to Q by T, that is current equal to charge by time. Charge is denoted by the letter Q and the time is denoted by the letter T. Let us consider the number of electrons per unit volume is small n. Let n be the total number of electrons per unit volume. We are also considering the total volume as V. The total volume, that is capital V, is written as area into length. What is the area here? The area is the cross-sectional area of the conductor taken. What is L here? L is the length of the wire. We know that volume equal to area into height. In this case, we are taking area into length. So that is the total volume. Now we are going to find the total number of electrons. If the volume of the wire is 1 unit, the number of electrons flowing in the wire is taken as small n. Here the volume of the wire taken is not considered as 1 unit. It is considered as capital AL, that is area into length, that is cross-sectional area of the wire into length. So that we are multiplying with AL. So we will get, if we remove the words, we will get this is N, this is AL, so that the total number of electrons equal to NAL. Now in our hands, we are having the formula to find the total number of electrons. But we don't need the total number of electrons. We need the formula for the total charge. How can we get the total charge? As we already stated, the charge of 1 electron, that is the charge of 1 single electron, is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. The charge of an electron is denoted by the letter small e. So if we multiply NaL with E, we will get the formula for the total charge. The charge of 1 electron equal to E. If the number of electron is 1, the charge is E. Here the number of electron is not 1. The formula for the total number of electrons flowing in the wire is calculated as NaL. So that if we multiply this with the NaL, we will get the total charge. Thus, we have got the formula for the total charge, Q equal to NaLe. Then we are again writing the formula for the current, I equal to Q by T. We know that time T equal to distance by velocity. So T equal to, what is the distance? Here the distance represents the length of the wire, that is small l. So that small l by velocity. Here the velocity is a drift velocity. So now in our hands we are having the formula for Q and also the formula for T. If we substitute these two formulae in the equation I equal to Q by T, we will get the formula for the current, that is capital I. Substituting Q equal to NALE and T equal to L by VD, the formula for the current I equal to NALE by L by VD. In the denominator, the fraction has come. If fraction has come in the denominator, it should be reciprocated and multiplied. So if we reciprocate, the VD should be brought to the numerator. If we cancel the L in the numerator and the denominator, we will get the formula for the current as I equal to NAEVD. From this formula, we can get the formula for the drift velocity VD. If we interchange the sides, we will get NAEVD equal to I. Therefore, VD equal to I by NAE. What we understand on seeing the formula for the current, that is NAEVD, the current depends upon the number of electrons available in the given wire, that is NAE. These are the total number of electrons available in the wire. In order to get large current, the number of electrons available in the wire taken should be greater. Not only the number of total electrons, but also the electrons should flow with greater drift velocity. So the current we are getting depends on the number of electrons available in the wire and also the drift velocity of the electrons. Then what is drift velocity? Drift velocity is the velocity with which the electrons are drifted towards a positive terminal when the electric field is applied. What is drift velocity? It is the velocity with which the free electrons are drifted towards the positive terminal when an electric field is applied. Drift velocity is also called average velocity. When the electrons are flowing in a wire, they collide with other electrons, positive ions, and also the walls of the conductor. After collision, the electrons emerge with the same speed but in random direction. Since the electrons are flowing in random directions, the average velocity of the electrons is 0. So how can we get the average velocity of the electrons? When we apply the electric field, now the electrons will be drifted. Now the electrons will move at a particular direction. At this instance only we will get the average velocity. Then do you know what is the direction of the drift velocity of the conduction electrons? The direction of the drift velocity of the conduction electrons is opposite to the direction of the electric field. So it is not in the direction of the electric field. The direction of the drift velocity of the electrons is towards the increasing potential. On seeing the diagram, you can understand that how the electrons are flowing in random directions before applying the electric field, that is capital E. You can also see the diagram to understand the direction of the drift velocity of the conduction electrons. The diagram is also provided for your reference. So far we have seen the history of obtaining the formula for drift velocity as I by NAE. That is drift velocity equal to I by NAE. As already stated, the current is given, that is 1.5 amperes. The area of that is the cross-sectional area of the copper wire taken is given as 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter square is given. The area is given. We know the charge of an electron. What is the charge of an electron? The charge of the electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Here it is taken as 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So we have to find the number of electrons per unit volume, that is small n. The method of finding number of electrons per unit volume. In order to find the number of electrons per unit volume, we know the concept of mole. 1 mole can be expressed in terms of mass, in terms of volume, in terms of number of molecules or number of atoms or number of electrons, etc. And 1 mole can be expressed in terms of charge. That is concept of mole. If we express 1 mole in terms of mass, 1 mole contains 1 molar mass or 1 atomic mass. That is 1 mole contains 1 molar mass or 1 atomic mass. If we express 1 mole in terms of volume, 1 mole contains 22.4 liters volume. 1 mole contains 22.4 liters volume. If we express 1 mole in terms of number of molecules or number of atoms or number of electrons, etc., 1 mole contains 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons. This 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons is the Avogadro number. 1 mole contains 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 number of molecules or number of atoms or number of electrons, etc. This number is the Avogadro's number. Then if we express 1 mole in terms of charge, 1 mole contains 96,500 coulomb of charge. This 96,500 coulomb of charge is nothing but 1 Faraday. 1 mole contains 96,500 coulomb of charge, that is 1 Faraday. There are 5 data here: mole, mass, volume, number of electrons and the charge. Of these 5 data, if we know any data, we can change into any other data. In this sum, we are going to apply 1 atomic mass contains 6 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons. 1 atomic mass is nothing but 1 mole. 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons is nothing but 1 mole. So that we can equate 1 atomic mass and 6 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons. We are going to apply this information in this sum. What is the valence electron in the case of copper atom? In the case of copper atom, the valence electron is 1. Here, 1 electron means not 1 single electron, 1 mole of electrons. That is 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 number of electrons. How we are saying, in the case of copper atom, the valence electron is 1. You know that the atomic number of copper atom is 29. What is the electronic configuration? In the case of the copper atom, the maximum number of electrons revolving in the first orbit are 2. The maximum number of electrons revolving in the second orbit are 8. Maximum number of electrons revolving in the third orbit are 18. So totally 28 electrons we have put in 3 orbits. So the remaining electron is 1. We are going to put this 1 electron in the last orbit, that is in the valence orbit, that is in the outermost orbit. So the valence electron is 1. What is the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10 and 4s1. Also know the atomic mass of one copper atom. In the sum also they have given the atomic mass of copper, that is 63.5 atomic mass unit. Therefore, if we express this atomic mass in gram, we can say that the atomic mass of the copper is 63.5 gram. We have already discussed in one atomic mass the number of electrons are 6 into 10 to the power of 23. So in this case, the atomic mass of one copper atom is 63.5 gram. If the mass of the copper is 63.5 gram, the number of electrons are 6 into 10 to the power of 23. If the mass of the copper is 63.5 gram, the number of electrons are 6 into 10 to the power of 23. In this sum, the mass of the copper is not 63.5 gram. This 63.5 gram is the atomic mass of one carbon atom. In the sum, the mass of the copper is given as 9 into 10 to the power of 3 kilogram per meter cube. If we convert this 9 into 10 to the power of 3 kilogram into gram, we will get 9 into 10 to the power of 6 gram. So that we are writing 9 into 10 to the power of 6 gram. So if we remove the words, we will get for the number of electrons per unit volume as 6 into 10 to the power of 23 by 63.5 into 9 into 10 to the power of 6. Therefore, the number of electrons per unit volume n equal to 8.5 into 10 to the power of 28 per meter cube. Now in our hands, we are having all required for data. That is the value of current, the cross-sectional area of the wire taken. We know the charge of an electron. We have determined the number of electrons per unit volume as 8.5 into 10 to the power of 28 per meter cube. So if we substitute all these 4 data in the equation Vd equal to I by NAE, we will find the drift velocity of the electron. In the place of I, we are substituting 1.5 amperes. In the place of N, we are substituting 8.5 into 10 to the power of 28. In the place of cross-sectional area, we are substituting 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7. In the place of charge of an electron, we are substituting 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So the equation for a drift velocity becomes as 1.5 by 8.5 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of 2. Because if the bases are same, the powers can be added. If we bring the 10 to the power of 2 to the numerator, it will become as 10 to the power of minus 2. If we calculate this data, we will get the drift velocity as 1.1 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter per second. If we say in millimeter, the drift velocity calculated is 1.1 millimeter per second. So my dear students, hereafter in your hands the cross-sectional area of the conductor, the current flowing through the conductor, and the number of electrons per unit volume are given. Definitely you can find the drift velocity, that is average drift velocity of the electrons. If you want to know all information in this chapter, I appeal to you to see all my videos. If this video is really beneficial to you, you can share this video with your friends, classmates and relatives. You can also subscribe my channel.